Today is Veterans Day, and today we honor the service of Marine Corps Lance Corporal Jedh Colby Barker, born June 20th, 1945 in Franklin, New Hampshire, just as World War II was ending. When he was 6, his parents moved him and his 5 siblings to Park Ridge, New Jersey. Barker was a natural-born athlete. He was the captain of the high school's football and baseball teams. According to the New Jersey Vietnam Veterans Memorial Foundation, he was also on the school's track and basketball teams and belonged to the choir. After high school, Barker went to Fairleigh Dickinson University before transferring to Truman State University in Missouri to play football. By the spring of 1966, the war in Vietnam was escalating. So on June 20th, Barker enlisted in the Marine Corps Reserves, and service ran in Barker's family. His father and older brother made careers out of the Marines. In fact, according to the Truman Review, Jedh Barker's first name was an acronym for 4 men with whom his father served in World War II: John, Ezekiel, Donald, and Herbert. A few months after joining the reserves, Barker was discharged so he could join the active duty Marines. He spent a few months in training before being sent to San Francisco to join Marine Air Base Squadron 21 and served as a group guard. In June 1967, Private First Class Barker was sent to Vietnam and reassigned as a machine gunner with Company F, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, 3rd Marine Division. A few months later, the young Marine will be put to the ultimate test. On September 21st, 1967, Barker's company was near an area called Cang Thinh, carrying out Operation Kingfisher, a mission meant to block the entry of North Vietnamese soldiers into Quang Tri Province. Barker's squad was doing reconnaissance when they were suddenly attacked by sniper fire. They quickly got into a combat formation and moved forward until they reached a strongly fortified enemy position. That's when heavy fire opened up upon them, injuring several of the Marines. Barker was one of many who had been hit, but despite his injuries, he stayed out in the open to fire back at the enemy soldiers, who had his squadron outnumbered. Realizing he was a threat to their position, the enemy then directed most of their fire towards Barker. This time, the young Marine was shot in the hand, an injury that cut off his ability to continue operating his machine gun. Before he could reach to that, a grenade flew and landed among the Marines. Without hesitation, Barker jumped on top of it, absorbing the blast with his body. Barker didn't die right away, though. When he came to after the blast, he crawled to a wounded comrade to give him first aid before finally succumbing to his devastating injuries. He was only 22 years old. In his final moments, Barker used the last of his strength to help a comrade instead of himself. For that devotion to duty, he was posthumously promoted to Lance Corporal, and his family was notified that he had earned the nation's highest award for valor. On October 31st, 1969, more than 2 years after his death, Barker's family accepted the Medal of Honor on behalf of the young Marine during a White House ceremony held by Vice President Spiro Agnew. Barker is buried here in George Washington Memorial Cemetery in Paramus, New Jersey. His sacrifice has not been forgotten. American Legion Post 153 and a street in Park Ridge, Baker's hometown, were renamed in his honor. At Marine Corps Base Quantico in Virginia, Barker Hall stands in memory of the fallen Marine. For the love of country, they accepted death, and thus resolved all doubts, and made immortal their patriotism and their virtue. This nation will remain the land of the free, only as long as it is the home of the brave. Thank you. And just a side note, if you guys do come to this cemetery, that whole section that I videotaped was filled with service members.